Hey everybody, how we doing? Okay, so I'm here. Um, we're gonna work on some more Disco Elysium. I'm going to talk to this person. Actually, first let's check out her quest. Okay, ask her about the curse. I figured. Okay.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a dye?
Okay, I've heard this place is cursed. Did you know that people call it the doomed commercial area?
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
Plaisance is the one who sent me. She's convinced the place is swarming with malicious energies.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
Um, I don't know why it hasn't gone bankrupt yet. That's why I'm here to investigate.
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
The whirling isn't doing well either. The waitress just took off and customers have trouble paying bills.
And then there is me. I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
I mean, not really, because you said you don't pay rent.
Maybe it's just because she's so talented that she's been able to woo the curse.
I'll be the first to admit there are many inconsistencies in this so-called curse.
I was just about to ask, what do you think? Do you think the curse is real?
Don't see there is no curse, only business decisions and natural market fluctuations.
Exactly. Truth is always so disappointingly mundane and boring. But I'm glad we got this sorted out. Anything else I can help you with today?
That's all she has to say on the subject. She's been thorough and truthful, as far as we can see.
I have no more questions about the building.
I'm listening.
Or I have more questions. Okay, what happened to the gym?
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's boxing club. A community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
And who is Artemitep?
A kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
Judging from the kids I've met so far, it didn't really work, did it?
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
Oh boy.
It's not really full of that. No one would store their drugs like that.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
What's up with the broken windows?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right? Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff medias. Who would have guessed?
What's the snuff, Milia?
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
Shame about the windows, I'm not even gonna ask about the Milia.
Yeah, don't.
Someone makes stuffed animals.
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs.
Okay.
Anything else?
The creepy mannequins?
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
Insect rights activists? What in the name of...
Mm-hmm. The atelier produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
But insects don't have any brains or feelings.
Actually, insects do have brains, but yes, I understand what you're saying. I think the protesters took it a little too far.
As she shifts around, you notice several dead flies on the windowsill in front of her. Legs up. They're not moving.
Anything else?
The rotor blades and skis?
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money.
Okay. So yeah, it just sounds like this is just like a lot of seedy people we're trying to do business here.
Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula, or Tiumotiri, or Hashtkor, or wherever he is.
Interesting. What did the transmission say?
The usual, I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns.
Men like that are a curse.
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around in the house. Not much use now, I guess.
They were just the props. Why return them? Maybe you could make a sword out of one. No, wait, forget it. It would take too long.
A sword? I found a strange machine.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio. They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
You mean by liberal?
The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
What went wrong?
Well, I did hear them talking at times. They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
She sounds almost mocking when she says that.
From what I've seen so far, the project did look quite impressive.
Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on. In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic, and to show up to work on time.
They should have tried harder. They had everything needed to succeed.
Still, not everyone is going to make it. That's the nature of the game.
The result is 1 on a 20-sided die.
How do you get a 1 when you're rolling a pair of dice? Doesn't make sense.
Anything else?
The minimum you could get would be a 2. Terrifying taxidermy bear in the cellar.
Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here. The place was owned by 2 guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Indeed. What were the other ideas?
Okay, what about the other ideas?
There was really just one. And it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
Fritter does the same thing.
I know a girl just like that. She's not particularly friendly.
Employing silky teenage girls is a widespread practice, yes. Unfortunately, they always come in packs. I'm talking about acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the shop. At least that's what happened with Revachol ICT. And they already had the bear.
What about the bear?
The bear.
It didn't work out.
Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted. Eventually, Revachol ICT lost the price war to its rival, Glacé 5000. Glacé 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents apiece, out of regular fridges.
I'm sure the bear was just doing his best.
Maybe, because the taxidermist who made that bear definitely wasn't. Doing his best, I mean.
How come?
He said that the bear was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. Called it Megatherian.
Oh boy.
Sounds cool.
Megatherian?
Megatherian, a mega wild beast.
What's a mega wild beast?
It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life. By telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
I don't do drugs.
Very good. You shouldn't do them. You're a police officer after all. Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
Little sparkling embers under the window.
Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time.
The intercom's not working.
Oh, right. I hope you didn't try to ring me. I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion.
The doorbell with the empty name card must belong to her then.
Strange thing happened when I tried calling a company named Slipstream. Someone answered.
It can't be true. They don't work here anymore. They've been gone for years. Are you sure it was Slipstream SEA? Was it a woman? Maybe it was Plaisance from the bookstore.
She said she was from Tricentennial Electrics.
Tricentennial Electrics? It used to be a major electric company 100 years ago. Are you sure it wasn't just some kids playing a prank on you?
It was too real to be just a prank. Either we're dealing with a professional actress, or whatever happened, keep your cool. It's probably better to admit that it was a harmless prank.
You're right, I probably just got made fun of. Some sort of rare electric
A prank is more likely, no? Oh, the kids these days. We were just one of them, and now they're terrorizing us. No solidarity.
Yeah, so the empty name card is yours.
That's right. I haven't even written my name there. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet.
Your Whirling and Rags is part of the same building?
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the East Delta Commerce Center project. That explains why you can call the whirling from the intercom, albeit I doubt that anyone responds.
So the name Esta Delta Pinball.
Right, it used to be a gaming arcade. This is an ancient failure, before my time. I'm not surprised, however. My advice, don't base your business on a fad. Hypnotism, floriography, trick-track, especially pinball.
Agreed. Pinball is the worst.
What's wrong with pinball?
Sure, I'm listening. I'm pretty sure it still doesn't work, but sure. What do you want to...
Okay.
Sure, I'm listening. Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
How did you become a dice maker?
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
Okay.
I've grown crafty over the years. You'll like your dice if you get them from me. Be sure of it.
I'm gonna leave right now because I don't have enough money for die. I want to take one more look around this building. Wait, actually, let me see this, because... I mean, a lot of these are actually medium now. The heck? Come on. This is kind of annoying. This isn't scrolling, like, properly. Okay, so there isn't a huge ton that I can do just yet. Let's look at the tasks. We're back to Plaisance, okay. Okay. Okay, that we're still looking for. This I still have to find. Okay, this we can do. Let's go back out then.
What do you see?
Okay, so there's nothing new there. How do I get up onto there? Let me go see if I can figure out how to get up on there. Clearly there's a way, because the one smoking lady's up there. Actually, oh, I can talk to them now, too. I'm gonna go pay my rent. So that I don't accidentally...
Can I help you? Got the 20 real? Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need a...
Just a moment.
She's agitated. Judging from the way she keeps pulling at the frayed edge of her blanket.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
Good day, everything alright?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
Wait, what's wrong with the phone line?
The manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
Why do you need to use the
To
phone?
let the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
A little missing persons puzzle might just be the thing to take your mind off the hangover.
Okay, Albay, has your husband gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully. But you have more important things to worry about.
What's this expedition he was on?
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps.
Okay, so
He
along the
said
water.
they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
Who's Gary and do you trust him?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that. Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day.
Are they in a rough neighborhood?
There's a nameless old fishing village nearby, but we've never had any trouble there before. There is a lot of crime around here, isn't there?
I can't say it's the best part of town, but I wouldn't worry too much about a pair of grown men traveling together.
Some fringe science is exactly what's needed right now. Spice up that vanilla murder investigation.
Sounds like police business. I'll help you find your husband.
Are you sure we have time to go chasing after bug hunters just now? I did suggest we played cool, but...
I've already given my word. I'm honor bound to uphold it.
If you say so.
Oh, thank you, officers. Truly, I'll be right here if you come across any sign of Morel.
Okay, so he's some kind of scientist?
Yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
It's something that, but cryptozoology isn't necessarily mythical beasts. But it can also just be things that are, like, not actually well known. I.e., things that have been spotted but never actually confirmed.
She's used to playing off such insults casually, but they still affect her.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology. One specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious.
Yeah, so cryptozoology can be people that look into mythology, but it can actually be this as well.
Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless. And frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
The quality of research at Revacholian universities has been on the decline, but you doubt there was ever a time when cryptozoology was embraced by the academic elite.
Hey, tell me about the rare insect he's looking for.
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating, but I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
No, I want to hear about the insect.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but...
Ah yes, Phasmatodia, a diverse group of insects whose bodies resemble twigs, leaves, that sort of thing. Ghost insects, colloquially.
Where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast.
Okay.
Hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us, officers.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoologists.
It's not made up, officer. I can assure you. It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
Okay, what makes you think that it's around here?
Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping. Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
Okay.
Enthusiasm has wiped the worry from her face. Her eyes sparkle behind her glasses.
You seem pretty excited about this.
I suppose I have something of a personal connection to the Insulindian phasmid. All scientists have their little hobby horses.
Is it dangerous?
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
Is it valuable?
Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie.
Okay, what's so special about it?
Oh dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special. Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
Okay, tell me more about Morel.
Oh dear. I'm not sure where to begin.
What does he look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
You can't go around Revachol feeling grown men's hands. If you want to find her husband, you'll need more concrete information.
Try describing him as you would one of your cryptids.
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame. And he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case.
Okay, how long have you been married?
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
And how did you meet?
By a dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he'd just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
Okay.
I hope I've been useful.
Okay, that's all for now.
Wow, so someone's been a little boring.
What?
Yes, my
Baby keeps
standard
buying.
liege. Someone's seen all sorts of wild ideas.
It's okay,
pop up
it's
in
cute.
I'll take the boring one. The regular, please. The brown.
Ugh. Just trying to do my job. No need for extravagance.
Of course you do. Let's get right to it. My lord's copper type is regular cop. I'll let everyone know. I'll send out a telefax.
Sure.
Done and done. No actual communiques will be sent, of course. That would be too dramatic.
Okay, so we've got a level, we've got a thought. Guess let's try this? Like, I wonder if I can... Okay, so I have to unlock these. Okay. Oh, I know what I want to look at. Let me see... what here I need to... God, that's so annoying. Hey, X. Hey, Ruffy. It's a neat part of Disco with Disco Elysium. If you can think of something, it's a good chance you can do something like it. Okay, I want to comment. This scrolling is really annoying me, though. It's 4. Conceptualization, I've got a few checks for that I can't pass right now. Like, look, that's... What even is that? Time has come for you to play a game where you can actually do anything you can think of. Are you talking about Baldur's Gate 3? Or something, like, creative? Yeah. I want that so bad. I played Divinity Original Sin 2. But I be broke. So... Hi, comment. But it is on my list if I do somehow manage to get money. I need to work more on my 3D stuff. I want to make myself a mascot, and I've learned how to make fire, so I can actually make my mascot now. You won it yesterday! From somebody who worked on the game. You're hyped about that. Nice! So this one here would get me a few. Some of these would probably get me. I have checks for it too. This might actually be worth getting though. I'm gonna grab that. So having you restart Divinity Original Sin 2? Nice. I need to see if my hubby still wants to go through our playthrough together. Okay, so there's a way up on the roof here, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm supposed to get there.
The door is closed. This door can only be opened with a key or from the inside. There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on somewhere inside. Still no answer.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm supposed to get up on the roof. Hey, Arian, how you doing? I don't see anything to interact with. Let's just see if we can figure out what the heck's going on with the phone. How are you doing, Arian?
Help you? Another thing. Great. I love those.
Okay, so the phone line is dead.
Yes, and the phone company is taking its sweet time sending someone to fix it. Losers.
That's strange.
It's not strange, it's inconvenient.
Is it true there was foul play?
Who told you that?
I would never disclose my sources.
Fine, yeah. It looked like someone had messed with the wiring. It was shortly after the hanging, but I don't know if it's at all related. Plenty of assholes around here who aren't murderers.
If only there was someone in chat who finished the game 3 weeks ago. I mean, I'm still exploring, so... I'm only on my 2nd day in game.
If you do find out who cut the line, though, let me know, so I can forward them the repair bill.
You would never spoil, the game is way too good.
Yes?
How you doing though, Arian? Good to see you around next. Again. I have boots. I need to wash them in the spot.
A heavy steel door with a prominent dimpled lock. The door does not.
Yeah, I can't do
budge.
anything with the door yet. I remembered you. Of course I do! Blink twice if it's actual Neil Gaiman. I have no idea. Stay asleep, stay asleep, stay asleep.
Let me handle this. Detective skin color. I'm still black, as you can see. Do you have any more keen-eyed observations?
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice. She's right. You're basically an epidermochromatic police officer.
You're not a gardener.
That's right. I am not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union. So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does.
Okay, he's asleep. Yeah, Arian, I only just recently returned to streaming after the baby. Stay asleep? Who's behind me right now?
That's
Making
Titus.
all the
Talk to
stretching
him.
noises.
But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
What's your role in all this?
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems?
Why are you so aggressive?
Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
So you were spying on us, and now you represent murder suspects. Just dock workers.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat
Have
men
you
in the
been, Aaron?
opulent are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
Da-da-da. Alright, let's go ask questions. Let's talk to Titus. Okay, I'm gonna look around first. Tobacco spit. Oh, there's money I can take. Photos of men in overalls toting guns and Union placards. Hawthorn bushes, okay.
This is where you say your bit.
Detective.
We need to talk about the man hanged out back.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that one.
You sure took your time, huh? Waited for him to get real ripe and pretty
Shanky?
for you.
Well, that's a strong, upstanding name if I've ever heard one.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy. Hanging up there, letting out that pretty boy smell.
I can't for the life of me understand why you did it. I mean, I would have just left him up there. You must really like cleaning up other people's shit.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you saw in the yard. Chances are they're going to match.
Scan the room.
Starting from the right. Boot size 44. Blonde man. In his 30s. Overbearingly masculine. Sitting on his right. Standard working boots.
Baby has been feeding way too
Size
much and I'm getting
45
sore.
Or 46. Eldest in the room. Probably mid-50s. Smoker. Quiet. Across at the other table. Hobnailed working boots. Size 43. Gang tattoos. Mesk or Sarah Mauritian. In his late 30s. Early 40s. He spent his youth in Villa Labos, a housing project in the Jamrock Quarter. There were incarcerations. Hard to say what else. The ink is fading.
Okay.
And then, standard working boot. Steel reinforced.
That's only
toes.
like 4 out of
46.
7.
The big dick. Wide at the shoulders and lean at the hips. Rugby cap. Fingerless gloves. And numerous scars. A little under 40. The emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. A little patch below it reads T. Hardy, Captain.
Okay.
In the far corner,
Okay, still going.
standard working boot, steel reinforced toes, size 44, 40-something, non-alcoholic beverage in hand. You squint. Is that a plectrum?
Where?
On his neck. Forget it. It's not important. Let's call this one the musician.
And the little guy?
Size 41, with the light step. Not a child, after all. An older man with a rat face, mean, watery eyes, and 2 front teeth missing. In the middle, heaving and wheezing. Big guy. Boot size 46, deep marks. Probably carried the victim over. He, alone, is 130 kilos. Add the man in armor, and you could easily exceed 220.
I feel like the pausing for the voice acting in this is a little odd, and I don't know if that's intentional or not.
In conclusion, these 7 are the actors on the crime scene. The footprints were theirs, but there's a discrepancy.
One of them is missing the odd soul.
Exactly. You've stood there for about 4 seconds, not saying anything. Hit them with questions. Where's the 8th Hardy?
The fuck is with you, fella?
I found 8 set of footprints, but there's only 7 of you. Where's the 8th guy?
What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here. Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy boy? We ain't hiring.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
She? So there's an 8th Hardy, and it's a Hardy girl? Who might it be? Elizabeth? The gardener?
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here. What the fuck do you want, cop?
It has to be good, if he won't let you pursue it. Looks like the lieutenant thinks so too.
Alright guys, hold tight. I'm gonna take a short break and check on my laundry, and I also just got a missed call because half the time my phone doesn't ring. So, I'm just gonna double check just because I want to make sure it's not something important with the baby, so hold tight, and I will be right back.